There was an attempt today to get the whole thing struck out, and more than 40 of the 50 Republicans voted to do so. They need a very big number. In fact, it has to be 2/3 of the entire Senate, which means half, as in 25, Republicans to agree to impeach and therefore make sure that he never runs again. So, a win for the great man. Meantime, downstairs, where Nancy Pelosi is in charge of things, she's trying to put a thing through the federal parliament that would mean that essentially the federal government takes over control of the way that the election system work. Now, sure, the grunt work is done by the states, but there would be new rules at the federal level. And it won't surprise you that these are basically the ones that exist in blue states, which, and I'm not joking, include you being able to print your ballot at home. Seriously. Far more entertaining way of explaining it is the great Tucker Carlson. Roll the tape.
H.R. 1 would literally enshrine fraud. Here's a direct quote from that legislation. Quote, a state may not require an individual to provide any form of identification as a condition of obtaining an absentee ballot. Any form of identification, no identification whatsoever. Nor can signatures be validated. Here's another direct quote from H.R. 1. Quote, a state may not require notarization or witness signature or other formal authentication, other than a voter's word for it, as a condition of obtaining or casting an absentee ballot. Under H.R. 1, paid political operatives could freely go house to house, apartment to apartment, collecting unknown thousands of ballots, then dump them all at a ballot drop box. And no one would have any idea if those ballots had been tampered with at any point along the way, nor would there be any way to prove it if they had been tampered with. And by the way, H.R. 1 also makes it harder for election observers to file complaints about any of this because complaining is racist.
Very good, isn't he? But of course, on the left, this is the way that it is described in Esquire magazine, which clearly I consult daily. If we don't pass it, we're, as a nation, because of course, printing ballots at home is the future.